Tommy Tuesday here on the Sports Cage. Deal is done. We talked about it last Tuesday as well. Tommy, congratulations. What does it feel like to be a Saskatchewan Roughrider, and why did you choose Saski?
Well, it feels great. I couldn't be more thankful for the organization believing in me, Coach Mace, and obviously my relationship with Coach Mueller. Just fired up, man. I've kind of raved to people around me about Sask, and I believe Jake would have said something about Mosaic being the mecca of our league, and I couldn't agree more. We loved playing in Mosaic, and obviously now we can get a little bit more used to it. So as far as the getting into choosing it, I think it sold itself. I mean, my relationship with both those guys, Mueller and Jake. I mean, I spent a lot of time with Jake and excuse me in Calgary, and people have raved about Mace. I never got to meet him, but obviously he spent a lot of time in Calgary as well. So it was all about opportunity for me, and I'm excited, man. Couldn't be more excited to be with the Green guys.
Curtis is probably going to run the clip right now of you torching the Riders on one of your runs. But you're coming in here, Trevor Harris, the elder statesman. You got married. You talked about the relationship there as well. The team, right? Like last year was Mace Mueller, their first year. Everyone's talking in Sask. Like now we got the runway. We got a year under our belts. And things, obviously, we got to be a bit homerish, but things are looking like really bright here, team-wise.
Yeah, no, absolutely. I was sitting at the table the other day, and I can't remember who it was. Somebody posted like a projected depth chart, right? And I'm just sitting here looking at it. I'm like, man, this is a good football team. So, we've got high expectations, but obviously nothing's going to be given to us. So, it's all about getting to work, building continuity within each other, and just taking it 1 week at a time.
Tommy, one of the things that's overlooked in free agency is there's two sides to the coin. As much as a player might want to go somewhere, that team is expressing an interest in wanting you as part of the organization. So what conversations have you had so far with either Coach Mace or Jeremy O'Day in terms of what they see in you and what they want out of you in bringing you to this organization?
Yeah, no, I know Mace. I've had conversations with him, and he was very fired up whenever we spoke. But as far as like role and talking about like what's to come for me, I mean, we haven't really spoken specifics of that, but it seems to me, at least in our short conversations, that Mace is a guy that guys love playing for. Obviously, I mean, it kind of speaks for itself with the way that the guys play for him, and obviously the immediate success of the team with him becoming the head coach. So. Yeah, man, it's very exciting to be a part of. I'm glad that it was able to work out, and I've felt like a part of me has wanted to be here since I got in the CFL. So very, very excited to be here.
Look, you're just buttering everybody up. Everybody in Saski is gonna love Tommy. New Rider quarterback Tommy Stevens is joining us on the Western Pizza guest hotline. You're 6'4", 245. Like you're a big guy. What would you be at right now?
As far as weight?
Yeah.
Yeah, about that. That's usually what I sit at. It's funny. It was always hard for me to gain weight when I was little, right? And so now being able to I guess fluctuate between anything in like the 255, 240 range, I mean, really isn't that hard for me, luckily, right? And so being able to have good genetics has helped. I feel like all the men in my family look like WWE wrestlers. So, I'm put it to you like this. Put it to you like this. I'm still little Tommy in my household. My dad is a large human. So,
what's your dad? What's your dad? What would be your dad at? What would he be?
My dad's a little bit shorter than me. He's about 6'3", but he's every bit of probably 250, and he's a 500-pound bencher. Put it to you like that.
Jeez.
So my dad's a large human. There's a lot of defensive guys in my family. My little brother plays defensive end at Virginia Tech. He's a very large human himself. So yeah, it's almost like I've been competing just to stay at the dinner table with these guys, right?
Nice.
So.
Nice. You play quarterback your whole life as a kid, and at what age do you hit that growth spurt?
So I actually didn't play quarterback until really high school.
Okay.
That was really where I guess I started playing that. But like we ran Navy's offense in high school, so I still had over 100 carries in like the 2 years that I started. Both years I probably ran the ball for I don't know 250 times, I'd say, in high school, just guessing. And just being able to, I guess, learn over the years and playing different positions, doing different things. I give a lot of credit to my dad and my uncles. They coached me at a very early age, and were able to kind of help me develop into being good at these kind of things. Playing different sports is another thing that helped me a bunch, and gaining different perspective, being around different guys, learning from different people. And yeah, it's all been helpful for my development.
Did you model yourself after anyone? High school into college, and then maybe even to your early years as pro?
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that I modeled my game after anybody. I remember really enjoying watching Marcus Mariota play when I was in
Oh
high
yeah.
school, and I was actually able to meet Marcus before my junior year of high school at the Manning Passing Academy. Being a guy from Indianapolis, it's there's two things: you have to love basketball, and you have to love Peyton Manning. There's no in between. And so, being a camper, like I said, my junior year in high school at the Manning Passing Academy, I was able to meet Marcus. And my going into my senior year of college, I was actually there as a counselor, and I was able to meet Peyton. And man, it was awesome for me. And he kind of walked up. I hadn't talked to him yet. He walked up. We had like a social event on the first night, and he walked up, put his arm around me at the bar, and he's like, "Hey, Tommy, what are we drinking?" And it's just like, man. I mean, I was like, is this really happening right now? So, so yeah, man,
Nice.
it's I love the Mannings, but I do love just talking about guys that play right now. I love the way Joe Burrow plays. I love, and it's kind of weird because I know Joe personally. I mean, he's from Ohio. I'm from Indiana. We're the same age. We went to a lot of the same camps, but what he's doing, his development as a passer has been awesome. I've never met Josh Allen, but you can kind of see, I guess, similarities between
Yeah.
us, body size wise, the way that he runs the ball. It kind of feels weird for me saying, having a favorite player in the NFL, because these guys are all about the same age as me, and I got a bunch of buddies that play in the league. But
Yeah.
I love the way Josh plays, man. It's awesome to watch, and they've got a good thing going there in Buffalo.
Gonna give you free reign to pump your tires a little bit, pump your own tires a little bit. But what do you feel like, and what do you bring to the table in terms of your strengths as a quarterback? And then on the other side of the coin, where do you feel that you've got areas that you need to grow or improve?
Yeah, I mean, I think versatility is obviously, a thing that people know a lot about me, I guess. There's a lot of, I guess, people out there don't think I can throw the ball, and just go watch the college tape, man. Like I haven't played, I haven't played a lot of quarterback in this league. I get it. No starts. I'm not going to sit here and act like I'm some prolific passer by any means. It's just not my game.
Mississippi State,
But
1,155 yards in 2019. That's in the SEC. That's not in some Bush League conference.
Exactly. And so it's, there's a lot, and a lot of that. I mean, again, I don't really want to sit here and talk about myself too much. I spent a lot of time. I separated my throwing shoulder in our first home game, so our second game of the year, and spent a lot of time battling back from that. So didn't exactly have the year that I thought that I was capable of having. But even in a utility role at Penn State, I was able to do a lot of cool things with those guys on a very talented team with guys like Saquon Barkley, Mike Gesicki, Trace McSorley, Miles Sanders. There's a lot of really good football players, and whenever I'd come on the field, somebody would have to come off. Right. And so that was the toughest thing to do as far as like getting a guy like me involved. And, we were able to kind of create that, that role that Taysom Hill ended up making famous. So, it was really cool. So I think that obviously I'm going to need to continue to develop as a passer. And that's no, I don't know, mystery, I guess. But to say that I can't throw the ball has always been a little. I'm like, people just aren't watching. They don't know yet, right? And so it's kind of the thing that I'm excited the most about, is to, I guess, prove some people right that do believe in me as a passer, and then add that to the things that I've been able to do on the ground.
Yeah, and people got to remember too, like your NFL stops, right? Like New Orleans, Carolina, the Giants, which they haven't had a great record with quarterbacks in the last little bit. And before you come up here, now you're from Indy, so are you a
Right.
massive Colts fan?
I was back in the day, and I think a lot of my the way that I supported the Colts kind of went out the window with how they did Peyton Manning. I mean, you've got a guy that means this much to the city, and you cut him. You don't trade him. You just cut him. And it is, however many years it's been, it still doesn't sit right with me. So,
and then
it's
the
hard
Andrew Luck
now.
thing was weird there too, right? Where he
Wasn't it?
packs it in.
Yeah. Yeah, it was really, really strange. It's hard now to, I guess, have any kind of allegiance towards any of the teams, just because I've got a lot of buddies that are around the league everywhere, and but I kind of started going in about the Bills. If I have any kind of alliance or any team that I guess that I'm rooting for, I think it's them. And it's I love the way that Josh plays. I've got a relationship with Joe Brady. He spent some time with us at Penn State, so just being able to root for those guys, I guess, has been nice over the last couple of years. But hopefully they can get over the hump soon.
Okay, before I let you go, I got to ask you. You said Indy, big basketball country. I know Harry and I here. One of our favorite sports movies ever is Hoosiers. Like,
Yeah.
is that a staple? Anybody in Indy?
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
Of course. Yeah.
Hickory, Gene Hackman. What a flick.
Unfortunately, I've never actually been able to. I've drove by it, but I've never actually been in the gym. I don't even know if it's still there or not. I think that they may have gotten rid of it, which would be ridiculous to, at least use it as a some sort of museum, right? But I don't know that for sure. I'd have to fact check it. But I've drove by it. But I've been inside Butler's place, so that's pretty cool.
Nice. Everybody wanted to be Jimmy Chitwood, right? When they got that ball. They wanted, yeah. Tommy, congratulations. We can't wait to have you here in Rider Nation. You seem like an absolute beauty. Anytime, doors always open. Take care, and we'll see you at camp.
Awesome, guys. Can't wait myself. Appreciate it.